What do you think is the biggest PPC mistake experienced D2C brands make when they launch on Amazon? So those brands that are not new, they've already got like a brand awareness and they're launching on Amazon.
Are we talking like private label? No.
No, established brands. The brands have got their own sales coming through, their own Shopify D2C website, or they might be bricks and mortar. So they've got brand awareness, and probably people are searching for them on Amazon, and then they decide, okay, we're going to take Amazon seriously. We are going to launch on Amazon. Do you work with brands like that? Have you got
Yes, we
insight?
do. We do. Which, funny enough, I just audited one and I was telling him exactly this. So I'll tell it to you now. I think so. That's why I asked the distinction because I think private label problems and those troubles that those brands have are very different than more established brands who, like you said, have brand recognition. And so I think the main thing that I see in established brands is twofold. So they in some ways they're not unfamiliar with the whole concept of new to brand. One problem I do see depending on who they're working with is that if the agency or the brand manager, your internal person, if you're working with a freelancer or whoever it may be, doesn't fully understand how to accurately calculate new to brand in your ads, then or how to think of branded versus non-branded. So many times, and, like, actually the brand that I just audited that is doing this, I'm like, "Look, you're just throwing the spaghetti at a wall." Like, it's yes, are there things in there that are working? Yeah. Are there stuff that's, like, not working at all? Yeah. And so what you're really lacking is that strategic strategy. Because the thing is, not many, like, brands know this, or they feel like there's this distinct separation of, okay, this is branded and this is non-branded. I have my new to brand and then I have, like, my not many people know this. If done correctly, you can actually leverage branded search to drive new to brand customers. There's a halo effect on Amazon. But if you don't know how to do that strategically, you're gonna miss out on that. So there are some brands where they'll say, "Oh, anything that is branded, just cut it off. I don't wanna use that whatsoever." And that would be the case, right? We don't wanna just, like, continuously resell to our loyal customers. But what they don't realize is that, say, long tail variations of your branded search. So an example, let's use Simple Modern. It's just the one that comes to the top of my head because I always use water bottle, right? So, like, something like Simple Modern women's pink water bottle, that has a long tail connection to it that actually, to the algorithm, will signal positive signals to that long tail variation search. Or you can do cross-selling, you can do upselling, sponsored brand ads. Like, brands, especially brands with a cohesive catalog, use sponsored brands so wrong, so wrong. Because oftentimes it's thinking like sponsored brands, it's a brand awareness play, which is true, but like the whole piece that's completely taken out of the equation, and I don't know why nobody is really talking about this, is cross-selling and upselling on Amazon is notoriously difficult to impossible. Like if someone's going in and typing in one specific product and they're looking for that, they're not introduced to the rest of your catalog. By the way, you can also pull data from Amazon to see which products are normally purchased together. You can pull the AMC data, you can look at that shopper. Like, I was talking with one brand and he's, "Yeah, we would have never thought that these 2 products we found, and we don't even know how they're finding each other, are like 20%" oh, no, it was like 40% of shoppers who buy this one product buy this other one. Like, those are ridiculous stats, but that's happening organically. Like, you could take a sponsored brand ad, drive traffic to a curated subpage with those specific products and, like, immensely scale that because you have the data to know that it works. And so, honestly, I see sponsored brand ads not so much as a brand awareness play, but as an average order like, increase in average order value play. And you can pull those metrics, you can look at that data, and you can say, "Hey, is what I'm doing essentially increasing average order value and creating cross-sells and upsells?" So there's all these nuances to like when you have a brand with a very strong recognition, you're ahead of the game in so many ways. And yet, most times what I find is these brands are just not being strategic, or somebody's just coasting off of your existing brands. They don't know how to leverage it for new to brand. They don't know how to separate those things. They don't know how to do the cross sell and upsell analysis. And so you'll again, it's like throwing spaghetti at a wall, or clock is right broken clock is right twice a day. It's like you will probably have things in your account that work. Like you might say, "Hey, look, my ROAS is great," or hey, I feel like maybe we've seen some sales, but oftentimes what happens is they're like, I'm not like I my D2C website is growing like 20% year over year and like Amazon's growing only like 5. Like this makes no sense. Or vice versa. And it's okay, so then how do we reverse engineer this? And so I think it's really just digging into like how do you leverage what you have built already on the Amazon platform, because the thing is you've put blood, sweat, and tears into growing a brand off Amazon. It is not easy, and so now you should be able to take all of that knowledge, all of that information on the Amazon platform and just leverage it. Absolutely can if you know what you're doing, but most times what's missing is the strategy piece, to be honest.
And that's where people like you and I come in. And thank you very much.